There we go. We should be up and running. We are recording. Well, hi, Miss Kelly.
Hi.
You said just before we started that you were very nervous about today. Why?
Ah, video scares me. Seeing myself on camera, being on camera,
Yeah,
and
I'm gonna have
not
to.
knowing what you're going to ask the whole time.
Oh, you should be fine. So I always go from the heart, like just talk from the heart, whatever. This is not an interview as in staged. I don't need you to come with prepared answers. This is an interview about why should someone bring their brokerage over to eXp. And then when you reached out to me, you were just building your privately owned brokerage at the time, and then life threw a little bit of a curveball, and you had to like rethink the plan here, and then that's how eXp came into the picture. So let's back it up a hot minute though, and tell us a little bit about like a 2-second elevator pitch of how did you get into real estate and how did you fast forward to starting your own brokerage.
Okay, so
So when did you start? How long ago?
7 years ago. So I got into real estate about 7 years ago. I was working with a real estate trainer and didn't really know anybody in real estate at the time. Just always had an interest about it, really wanted to get into it, didn't have any family or friends in it to ask for advice or anything like that, and started working marketing and web graphics design and promoting events for a trainer. And since I was working with a trainer, I decided, I'd be crazy not to get my license. So I got my license and started selling real estate and was working with, when I was interviewing different companies, I went to a couple of franchises that are big ones in the area and they never got back to me when I got my license. So then I found an independent that I liked, and they were large. They weren't a franchise, but they had over 500 agents, and I went with them. And then they eventually, about 2 years in, converted to a franchise. So that's when my eyes were open to what a franchise can offer in a large company with the marketing and the tools and the systems and things that they put together, and go through that. But they were pretty large. And one of the biggest frustrations that I had with that company was, even though they had 500 agents and several top producers, none of them were willing to help and share or give any advice whatsoever. They
Everyone's
they
protecting
were very secretive and closed off, and it bothered me.
my experience. I had what I call it a closed door policy. I remember going into a top producer's office. I got an offer on one of my listings, and I never had post closing occupancy before. I didn't know what it was. So I went into it said PITI. I don't know what that is. So I went into a top producer's office, and I asked her, I said, hey, what is PITI? What's the post closing occupancy? And she goes, I don't know. It never happened to me before.
Right.
You're a
I
top
believe that.
producer, and you never done a post-closing occupancy. That who on earth could possibly help me? Now I know principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. I know what PITI is today, but I had to Google it because she was not about to give me another slice of her pie, because she knew the smarter I get, the more I'm going to take, the more I'm going to take, the more I'm going to take. And in traditional real estate model, I totally get it. I totally get it. That was her slice of pie and she was just protecting it. But here at eXp, it's totally different. Here you get more information and more help than you asked for.
That is for sure. That's one of the big things that I really liked about it, because I mean, even when I was on a team, it fizzled out and it didn't go. But once I realized that there was no support there, really, they didn't want to help anybody else. It was all inclusive, and if they were on a team, they'd help each other. So that was when I made the decision. I wanted to get my broker's license someday and open up my own brokerage.
Yeah.
So
So then
fast
you did it.
forward 40 transactions later, I got my broker's license and opened up my own brokerage.
That's why, well, you had that for a while. How long did you, like, you were in the process of figuring it all out and then life threw a curveball?
Yeah. So I've had my broker's license now for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
Last year, with the state closures and everything, it took a really long time to get the licensing and all of the stuff dialed in. So I was just kind of creating the systems and things that I wanted to offer in the background before I could actually officially launch it. And then right then I got sucker punched and found out that my husband's job was relocating us out of state. Woo! So all of these tens of thousands of dollars I just spent on this new brokerage are pretty much wasted unless I could find a way to bring that out of state. So I started researching franchises, figuring, well, they have opportunities interstate, so let me see what I can do. And at that point, I looked and found eXp, and the model with eXp, it checked all the boxes for what I was looking for. every software option they offered was what I was planning to offer with my own brokerage. All the marketing, everything that they did is what I wanted to do, except they already had it done and it was done better than I could have done it myself.
Cheaper.
And it was on a big global level, not just me, little people in this one area. So that was a huge factor when I found that.
So that's awesome. So what is the, I guess, the thing that you're most excited about? So let's talk about how we're going to get, what are you going to do in the first year? What is your goal? So now you started, so you are an associate broker with an eXp, correct?
Mm-hmm.
What is your brokerage called, or your team called?
We're Wiggins Property Group.
Wiggins Property Group. And then you have
brokered by eXp.
Okay, I love it. I love it. And then you have your first agent that joined your team / brokerage. And
yeah, within the past month, he just got signed on too.
That is awesome. So what is your goal? What do you want to achieve in the first year?
In the first year, I really want to expand my real estate team, as well as introduce other agents to eXp.
Yeah.
And the model that it offers, and grow. Being a struggling new agent and watching other new agents struggle and come in and exit the business is frustrating to me. I've got an entrepreneur mindset, and I just love having my own business and the freedom of having my own business. And I want to help other agents do the same thing.
Yeah.
So I'm actually working on a course that I'm creating for helping new agents in the business get all set up and get their websites and all their tools in place and help them be successful, so that they can then be entrepreneurs and business owners as well and create the freedom that they want.
That's amazing. I love this company because we all come from helping one another. It's not that policy at all. Oh my gosh, here you have more information and more training than you have time of the day. And it is for everybody, no matter, just as you said, you love the fact that we are all equal. Everybody's 16,000 capper. Doesn't matter if you've been in the industry for 30 years, doesn't matter if you're in industry day one, 16,000.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
And I'm just blown away by like the tools that are available. It's like, oh my gosh, I wish I could get that tool. And next thing you know, they're emailing it to you. And they're like, here, use this. It works. Okay. I'm not used to that, but I love it. It's great. It's been helpful. And I can't wait to share that information with other agents.
Well, let's talk about a little bit. I don't think we mentioned how you can now take your brokerage from one state to another with the same cap.
Yeah. That I'm still learning about, but from what I understand, instead of having a cap rate in each different state, it's one cap rate for the whole company, no matter where you do sales. So even though everybody's on the same split rate and the same cap rate, I can get to my cap rate and then be back to 100%, like if I had my own brokerage, in a short period of time, because I'll have both states working for me.
Yeah.
And with my team to help me run it here, and then I'll be able to team there when I get there. And it'll just,
we have a license in California, and then you're going to have a license in Texas, and you're going to have a team. You have a team in California, and then you're going to have a team in Texas, and you can sell homes in both states and only have 116,000 cap. I mean, even just being in California, it's amazing for you because you sell 2 houses and you capped. Because our cap is around 2.7 million, we're capping. So it won't be very hard for you to cap. So I see an icon in your future.
Yes. I see it too. It's right there.
I know. So let alone you do transactions, you cap, you're at 100%. So you're back to owning your own brokerage, really. But on top of it, now you have the ability to earn it back and have that $16,000 cap to sit in your retirement account in the form of stock in the end of the year.
And the stocks are huge. That's something I could never have offered to anybody. And the fact that they give you the opportunity to buy it at a discount when you do your transactions or when you bring agents on board. So with my team members, they'll get stocks.
You cap or your icon, there's 4 ways how you earn stocks. Your first transaction every year, $200 worth of stocks. So again, could have you given $200 worth of stocks to your agents? No, but you can now. And then you earned 400 when the agents you brought to the company, they closed their first transaction. When you cap, so you reach that 16,000 or 2.7 million in production, $400 worth of stocks. And then when you icon, which is 16,000 plus 20 transaction, that makes you icon, which you will, you earn it back. You earn the 16,000 back. So that's amazing.
And then you're at the 100% commission split again. So like I said before, it was a no-brainer. Like, why wouldn't I switch? And why didn't I switch 2 years ago?
And then finally, I fought it for like 2.5 years myself. I was like, there's no freaking way I'm taking my business over. No chance in hell I'm bringing my business over to eXp, because I listened to what I heard on the street. I made a very uneducated decision. I was like, I'm not coming. I heard what it's all about. I'm not interested. And then when I finally got to me, when I finally started paying attention and looking into it and watching the videos and getting to the end of Google and reading all the articles and all the blog posts and all the this and that, then I was like, where's the catch?
Something to think about.
Be a catch. It's too good to be true. So let me get this straight. You're going to give my cat back. And you're going to give me stocks in 5 different ways. And you're going to give me revenue share. And there's like 11 other ways how we can make income with the preferred vendors and all of these things and the iBuyer programs and the freaking name it. Oh, and I get my own website, which has a lead generation platform. Like everybody has a freaking website. I had one at Keller. I had one at Real Estate One. I never had lead capturing ability. I had a CRM, but never had the ability to capture the leads, the eyeballs that are looking at my posts. Right. Oh, and I can run it under my own brand, and you're not going to say anything.
That was a huge factor. Like all you have to do is include their logo and you can still brand yourself, because that's me. I brand myself.
For me, I was like, I need to be able to keep my, I have a cute little brand and I need to be able to keep it and grow it ideally, but at least keep it and run it my way. And you can do it. Ask Kel.
And my website is askkel.com.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, that's a really good one. So when are you going to Dallas or Texas? When are you taking your business over there and starting it all
that
over
I still
again?
don't know. It could be anywhere from 6 months to a year, 3 years, but at least I can get things rolling so that once I get there, I can just flip a switch and be good.
That is awesome.
And you did mention something else too. You mentioned the iBuyer program. And yes. I actually am almost certified in that program now. I got certified as an eXp mentor. High five. I'm an eXp mentor now. I'm also an eXp Relo certified agent now. I just got my certification 2 days ago. So that is amazing. It's like, I figure if I'm moving to Texas, other people are going to need help too.
Yeah. So with the mentor program, for everybody who's listening, the way that works is that's an additional source of income for seasoned agent like myself and Kelly. I'm also a state certified mentor in Michigan. And so we get to take on the new agents. We hold their hands through the first 3 transactions. And then in return, while we are helping them through the first 3 transactions, we make 10% of their total commission on those first 3 transactions. So it's an additional source of income for us, top producers, seasoned agents. And we get paid for our time and effort and knowledge that we share with the newer agents so they don't leave the industry. So we get to help them and get paid for helping them. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you. Look at you. You just kind of that.
Go.
you just do your thing in the background. And I love seeing your face in all of our weekly trainings. I love that you come and attend. Please make sure that your agents come too, so they get to learn every single week after week. Oh, we are starting the icon program that I don't know if you have heard yesterday. So we asked I think we have 7 or 8 icons. We asked them to contribute. So we are starting a new series every Tuesday at 1 o'clock that the icons are going to be teaching it. So they're going to be teaching all of their ways of how they what they do to make icon. So then all of the agents that are concentrating on production, they can come to that training so they can icon too faster. Because when you learn from the best, you become the best much faster.
And you know, that is something we didn't even talk about, that the training that's available. Oh my gosh, there's so many things. Like, it's
not enough time.
Almost overwhelming on the training side of things with how much there is out there. And I could never have offered that to my agents either. It's been amazing.
Oh, that's awesome.
I have tried to poke holes in this business model and there are no holes to poke in it. This ship is floating.
I know. Yeah, exactly. My husband was doing the dishes like a few months ago and he's in the kitchen and I'm at the dining room table just working away, and he looks up at me and he goes, I don't get it. And I'm like, what? He goes, I don't get it why everyone is not at eXp. Right? I don't either. Show me a better model. I'll switch tomorrow.
Well, I tell you, I know I had talked to people and asked, and they're like, oh, you don't want to go there. Oh, you don't want to go there. And that was just because they didn't want me to leave. They didn't want me to know what it was about.
This is the best company. And when I said I'll switch, I will not switch. This is the best company. This company changed our lives. Like, It's our life. It's nothing what it was 2.5 years ago. I am so blessed beyond my wildest dreams, what I had for this career. So I am blessed to be partnered with like brokers like yourself. So thank you so much for choosing me to be your sponsor and partnering with me in this madness at eXp. It's my absolute pleasure. I can't wait to meet you. You better buy your Dallas ticket. So
I'm going.
I can
I
see
already mentioned it. I'm buying that ticket today.
someone get a hold of you. So this interview is with the idea for agents or broker owners that are maybe faced with the like, should I bring my business over to eXp? So they can reach out to you and ask you these uncomfortable questions of why did you bring your brokerage over to eXp? So what is the best way for someone to get a hold of you?
They can go to my website, wigginspropertygroup.com, or they can call me on my cell phone, 805-340-5771. And I always answer my phone. That's one thing I teach all my agents: answer your flipping phone.
Yeah. Yeah. You want
Don't answer your phone, you're not going to get business.
That could have been a $15,000 phone call.
Right? It could be. Answer your phone. So I answer my phone. Give me a call. I'd be happy to talk.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Kelly, for your time again. Thank you for being my business partner here at eXp.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Bye.